It's so stupid, but it's just terrible because you wouldn't expect it from certain people, especially people you save from homelessness and protected non-stop. And when you realize, oh my God, like I was helping my biggest enemy, my biggest op, like it's the most unbearable psychological pain. It almost feels like physical pain, knowing that wow, my own family or my own mum or sister or whoever it was, or partner, husband, wife, whoever it was who backstabbed you, betrayed you, to find out it was them all along who was against you, because some people won't make it clear. They pray for your downfall, obviously, because you would fall out with them and keep away from them. But so they'll smile in your face and pretend that they're close to you and they want the best for you, when secretly they're praying for your downfall. They don't want you to get successful. They hate when you're happy. They're jealous. And the weird thing is, they could have more than you. That's the creepy thing. You could be struggling and they could be fine and they will still be jealous of you. I've had that so many times when I had to go back to rock bottom and start from scratch and gather all my money back up when I left my first husband. Because I didn't even want to take his money from the divorce. Like, I could have taken money, but I literally wanted nothing to do with him, that I wasn't even willing to take any money that he could throw it in my face and say, oh, you just wanted me for my money, or you just used me. Because he tried that shit to say, oh, you just used me for this and that. And I laughed and was like, but these are things I already could acquire. You didn't bring me anything that I couldn't get myself. You were willing to waste money on over-the-top expensive crap. I do not. So the only reason I don't have those things is because I'm not stupid enough to pay 10 grand for a laptop. You know what I mean? When I could get one over here for 200 and it does the same damn thing. Or maybe I don't even need the laptop. If I really want to save money, I'll go to the bloody library. But it's just, it's weird how things are, how people will, I don't know, people will go out of their way to hurt you and they don't even need to. They've got more than you. If they consider having success and money, reputation, winning, then you've won. So what are you looking back to trample on me for? Little old me, way back down at the bottom of the mountain. If you're up on top of the mountain, why are you flying your helicopter down to the bottom to kick me while I'm down? You know what I mean? If you were a good soul, you would have flew me up to the top of the mountain in your big helicopter, obviously metaphorical. But I'm just saying, like, it's really weird how jealous people can be of someone who doesn't even have as much as them. But the thing they're jealous of is your light. Your light is so bright and warm and lovely, and they don't have it. All they have is a mouth full of lies and a heart full of darkness. So when your light shines out and encourages others to shine their light and be happy in themselves and go forward and, have a good life, they wouldn't do that. And it triggers their demons, their darkness. Your light triggers them, because they're not good, because they know they would never care about others, because they know they don't truly deserve anything good, because they're assholes, they're horrible, they're narcissists, they're bastards, whatever, they're terrible. And so they can't stand that you seem happy in your skin, you help others, you literally have near to nothing, and yet you're still sharing your whatever you do have left with others, because they know they got billions and they wouldn't even give 1 red cent to anyone. It's crazy. But oh God, this world, man, it's like, I got to talk about that pop the balloon crap again though. So I was saying in the other live, just a bit before this one, how I watched the, what's it called, Pop the Balloon show. And it was so crazy how rude the men were to the women. Like, I couldn't believe it. I showed my fiance, and he was like, "What the hell?" He was like, "How are they getting away with this?" Like, I said, "I know." One of the women punched the guy in the face because he was so nasty to her. Like, and she was a Jamaican woman, and that's why I keep telling people, don't you go messing with us Jamaican women or people who grew up with Jamaicans or we mix with Jamaicans, because we will box you in the face. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we would not tolerate disrespect, and that guy was so disrespectful for no excuse me, for no good reason either. He didn't need to make her feel. Hold on. Oh gosh, sorry. Yeah, he didn't need to make her feel bad. He could have just said, "You're not my type, but thank you." It was just so. I really feel like they've been told to be nasty, and if they haven't, my God, they revolting, these men, like these particular ones. I never could have understood. I mean, I couldn't go on that show because I would have punched all of them for being so rude. Like, just gross. And then they can't hold a conversation. That was weird. All of these people, whether it was the American one, the what was it, Canadian one, the American, Jamaican, Canadian, yeah, I can't remember any other places, but it was like mostly. I don't know why, but it seemed like it was mostly people from a black background or mixed with a black background. It didn't seem like a mixed show where it was just anyone who's like linked to, I don't know, R&B stuff or music or the black culture or the black diaspora. I don't know why in particular it was only a show targeted to us, like mixed of black people. I'm not sure. A bit like how that Zeus network has baddie shows and they don't seem to be targeted at everyone. The majority of their audience would be ghetto ratchet people from, I guess, black American backgrounds. But I don't know why they're encouraging bad stereotypes. Yes, people like that exist, but why not encourage and make your show like an escapism thing that people can watch something else that they can aspire to? Like, to me, it's like when I go to the cinema, I don't want to see too many horrible things about real life and the real misery of this real life. I want to see cool, amazing things that help me escape my life and or inspire me to do better in life. I don't know. Oh, like sometimes I'll cry when I see films that show someone like standing in front of someone to protect them from a bullet or sacrifice, like someone is told you have to choose your life, to give up your life or protect your loved one, and that person will say, without hesitation, take me instead, don't harm the people I love. And because that's how I am, loyal and pure of heart and always self-sacrificing, sometimes to my detriment, and that's something I have to work on, not self-sacrificing for everyone, because not everyone deserves your kindness, your energy, as much as you want to give it to everyone, but not everyone appreciates it and not everyone deserves it. Like, if someone constantly shits all over your kindness, you have to withdraw it. There has to be a consequence for this behavior. So yeah, it's very, I don't know, it's very weird how life is. Like I said, like seeing people sacrifice themselves for their family or loved ones in films, I don't know why it kind of makes me cry. I think it's because I don't have a good family, came from violent parents and violent grandparents and violent family members, and the community is violent. And so for me, it was like, what would have, the things that matter to me most, being the person I am, would have been family. So to me, I would have felt so, like I would have felt $1,000,000 if I had even one good parent and a couple good relatives. Don't have to be a massive family of 12 siblings and 10, 100 cousins. That's not what I mean? Just a close-knit set of loyal family members would have been like better than silver and gold and fame and fortune for me. But not having that and it being so important to me, it was just painful growing up without the support of family and seeing everyone else having that. You know, seeing other people having their parents be there for them no matter what, you know, and knowing that even if they argue or disagree, when they need them, their family will be there, you know. And I could give all this energy to other people, you know, always helping them, always sacrificing myself for them. But then it was becoming a case of, oh, wait, now people are taking my kindness for weakness because they're not appreciating how kind I actually, well, how important it is to respect and appreciate kind people. They literally were just like, oh, I know she'll say yes, so I'll just use her. Even though they probably have money in their pocket, but they want to see, will you give them more? Or, I mean, how effed up is that? If you if you mistreat a good person, you're a low life scumbag. Like, ugh. There's no need to, you know, like, even if you can't help everyone, just if you can't help people, just don't harm them. Like, why go out of your way to plot on people and be calculating? And it's just so weird. I hate this world and the bad people in it. I hate it. Sometimes I just can't even sleep because I hate this world so much. And I just feel so exhausted. Like, sometimes I really, truly I just want to get away from this planet. Like, fly me to another planet, please. I just hate it here so much, you know? But, yeah, like, I noticed how, sadly, in, like, our black community, the men look down on the women in such a way that it's just appalling. And it would really embarrass our ancestors to see, our African ancestors, to see what had become of their descendants, because the way they disrespect each other and hate that they have darker skin and bleach in their skin, like, because there were quite a few, possibly 3 out of 7 guys on the Jamaica version of that stupid, what do you call it, Pop the Balloon show, that stupid show. There was, let me think. Yeah, 3 or 4 guys out of 7 who had clearly bleached their skin with cake soap, which is a thing that Jamaicans mostly use. It's like a cheaper version, a cheaper homemade makeshift version of a skin bleaching substance. But really, it's like if you were just throwing bleach on your skin and it was like stripping it off, because their skin looks so raw, red raw. And you can tell it's more like their skin looks injured because they have this weird, instead of a nice brown colour or lighter brown colour, excuse me, now they have this creepy grapefruit pink tinge to their brown skin. And I'm like, well, how does that make you look more attractive? Now you look like someone squirted some kind of, what's that pink stuff? We have this pink stuff called calamine lotion. It looks like Pepto-Bismol, but it's a lotion, or baby lotion. And imagine if someone just squirted Pepto-Bismol on someone's face and then they tried to wipe it off, but it didn't wipe off good and it left a film of pink residue. That's what these fucking people look like. But it looks sore. Their skin looks sore because it's literally red raw from bloody being burnt, like a chemical burn. And then you look at them and you think, you don't even look better. You clearly are ashamed of your race. How pathetic. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself for embarrassing yourself and disrespecting our ancestors by broadcasting to the world that you don't feel proud of yourself or your ancestors. Because if you resemble your ancestors and you hate it so much to the point where you burn your own skin constantly, and it's just so sad to see black people, young or old, hating themselves, and it's all to do with the racism of the world and the beauty standards of the world always favour certain looks. Like even though, like even within the white communities, they favour the blonde, blue-eyed people over the brown-eyed, dark-haired people, or the straight-haired people over the curly-haired people, innit? And yeah, if in the old days it used to be that they favour or prefer pale skin like what the red-headed people have. Now, well, when I was growing up, having red hair was like you were getting bullied constantly and no one wanted to date you. Even when you got to college and uni and adulthood, no one liked people with ginger hair. Very, very few people with red hair got a date, got married, had, because everyone looked at them as ugly for some reason. Like, just like how they look at albinos as weird and not attractive. And, like I remember so many red-headed people, we call them gingers here in the UK. So we'd say, oh, you're a ginger, if you got orange hair. And I don't know if it's because of the ginger nut biscuits, but they're not even that orange. I don't know. Or you call them carrot top. But it used to fucking, like, sorry to swear, but I remember, like, it used to drive them crazy, like, that no one would leave them alone about their red hair. And I used to stick up for them because I had a best friend at primary school, which is, like, age 5, you start that school, like, infant school. And I always defended him and stuff. But then when he got to, like, teenage age, he dyed his hair black and dyed his eyebrows black. And I said, well, how are you going to get your eyelashes black? And he was like, oh, mascara. And I was like, oh, no, you look like a girl. But, yeah, it was such a shame. Just like Prince Harry from the British royal family, because he's got red hair, he was made to feel like a freak or something, even though he's a prince. But then, sadly, his mum was killed, and that is terrible. I still remember that day. I still remember the day when the news stopped all the programmes and said, breaking news, Princess Diana has been hurt in a car crash. And they didn't say she died at that time. They just said she'd been hurt. And we literally were running to the shop to get newspapers every day to get updates. Like, because we were just like, what's happening? We hope she's okay. Like, we really loved her. She was a good soul. And Harry's more like her, I think, than the rest of the royal family. The other ones seem a bit cold, but he just wanted to be a regular person. But in that situation where you're born into that family, you can't really be seen as a regular person, no matter how much you try, no matter how much you dress down. And, I mean, the weird thing is, he might look like he's dressing down now, but I think his plain-looking suit probably costs more than what most people make in a month in England. Like, he's not really ever going to be poor, is he? So as much as, yes, it's sad his mum died, that's horrible. And, of course, he... hold on, let me just check the sound. Okay, sorry, I thought that one of my notifications blocked the audio, but hopefully it's still going. So like with Harry, I remember he's not as smart as the other. I don't even know if William's super smart. I don't know, but like, there seemed to be an impression before his book Spare came out that he was super smart and super book smart. And there's nothing wrong with not being academically, gifted or whatever. But I don't know, sadly, the Spare book made him seem like he wasn't as... I don't know, just wasn't as bright as we thought he was. It kind of made him look bad, to be honest. I feel like his wife is the reason he's doing all this stuff. She's making him feel like, we need to keep money coming in, because she was never a royal, and she's just a regular working class poor person like the rest of us. So in her mind, she's coming from a state of lack. So in her mind, even though he had inherited a load of money from his mum's estate, Diana made sure they inherited money when they turned, I don't know, 30, 20. There was like, maybe they inherited some when they were 20, then another chunk of the money is going to come to him when he's 30. I think he's past that now. But yeah, so I don't see, if he would stop wasting the money, that money should last down to your children. Like, I don't see, but for some reason, I think because she might be planning to not stay with him forever, or she's thinking, well, let me make sure I got my money independent of him. So she's encouraging him to do book deals and Netflix and all these things, and trying to get so that she can hoard away some money for herself. And I don't think for some people, it's never enough. They could have thousands, it's never enough. Millions, it's never enough. They become greedy to the point where they will never stop, striving to fill up their bank account, because now it's become a love of money rather than just getting enough to take care of your family. Now it's ridiculous. Like, the greed has taken you over, and it's the love of money, as they say, is the root of all evil. Like, they say money is the root of all evil, but I think it's the love of money that is the root of all evil, because, when people will do anything for money, that means they will sell their soul, sell their dignity and integrity. And to me, my dignity and integrity are priceless. There is not any amount of money in this world that anyone could give me to make me give up my dignity and integrity. I would not allow anyone to humiliate me just because they're going to give me a ton of money after. I have too much respect for myself, and I just wouldn't let them do it. Like, I've had that happen to me twice, where someone's tried to wave money in my face and demand I do something that I wouldn't normally do, and I just knocked the money out of their hand and said, no, how dare you? Maybe you can get away with that with other people, but not today, and not with me. Like, how dare you disrespect me that way? I said, all that paper you're waving in my face is just paper. It has no power over me. It has power over you, and you then take that power and pervert it and try and control others with that paper, dreaded paper. Because yes, we need money to get by, but I don't live only to make money to just lord it over others. And if I had a lot of money, I would definitely be doing tons of charitable things as much as possible. So my money wouldn't be going just on stupid, like how these idiots will buy one pair of shoes for 10 grand or a bag for 20 grand. How pathetic. Handbags. Who's even carrying handbags these days? Put on a what do they call it? A book bag in America, or a rucksack. We call it your backpack. But it's just weird to me how people go through, I don't know, people just are so weird. Like, say if you start off with nothing and then you acquire money, or you started a business and it took off, or or you got a lucky break on the show or something and you became famous, or you're a singer and you became famous from your voice. If you can't remain humble after you've acquired all that fame and power, then you're going to change into something that you hate. You say you hate it, but then you're going to become the thing you hate. And it's really sad. Like, I wish that people would care more about dignity, integrity, loyalty, all those good qualities that people should be cultivating and protecting in themselves. But people are very, very nasty, very, very cruel. I mean, look at all this Diddy shit. Like, why was he and all these other higher-ups before him doing these creepy things to people? like on a regular basis. Like, that is so scary that they couldn't leave anyone alone. Anyone that was in their presence, they had to drug them, abuse them, or force them to, if they did drug them, they threatened them. I mean, that's crazy. Like, I'm so disgusted. And I just wish they'd hurry up and lock him away and under the jail, bury him under the jail. Like, I'm worried that they will let him get away because this world is so corrupt. God knows what will happen, What if someone more powerful than these judges, gets to some corrupt judge and they let him go? Because once the judge says, he's free to go, then no one else can overturn it, I don't think. But, yeah, that's all I have for now. And I hope everyone out in the world has a great day or night, wherever you are in the world. So take care and keep safe and be good to each other, be kind to each other, and also be kind to yourself. That's all. Bye for now.